It's actually interesting when the question is asked to me of what addressable television is. It's a huge part of my job, actually. I do a lot of education at the agency that I work for, and quite simply, I often refer to addressable TV as the love child of TV and digital. It takes the scale and the big screen and the sight, sound, and motion of television, and it applies the advanced targeting capabilities of digital. I think we're at this really interesting inflection point in the world of video where addressable television and these types of opportunities are becoming so much more important. And they need to be part of cross-channel video plans in order to continue to check off on a really important subsection of the audience. And so when we talk about the context of addressable television, we're talking about applying addressability and targeting to the big screen experience and making sure that we're still checking off on the audience that is still tuning in via a cable subscription.
I mean, that's maybe the question, you know, as people are moving to digital environments, you know, what is the importance of addressable TV? Where and when does it fit?
So addressable TV is, I'm in no way advocating that addressable TV should be the end-all be-all for video. However, there is still a huge portion of the population who are tuning into television using a paid subscription for cable, right? So I get the question asked all the time from agency people, you know, my coworkers, my peers at the agency, of why are we even talking about TV anymore? You know, hasn't TV been left in the dust? Who's even watching it anymore? But I think it's really important that we don't get over our skis in the idea of going all digital. There's a huge portion of the population that's still watching television via cable subscription. And so if we were to move to an all digital approach to video, we miss out on that huge subsection of the population. So for example, the baby boomer population, we're also seeing a huge portion of middle America still watching television. The folks that are not quite as advanced in technological adoption, you know, the folks that don't understand smart TVs, don't understand watching on apps, they're still watching on cable subscriptions, and addressable TV really answers that call.
And those people buy stuff.
And that's a huge part of it, is that those two groups are two examples of huge spending power in the marketplace.
Totally. So can you talk a little bit about how you think about the sort of sell side coming along on this journey? I mean, you represent the buy side.
Yeah.
How is it going with your seller partners?
Yeah, so I represent obviously the buying side. You know, I work on behalf of all of my clients. Anyone that needs some sort of video, I'm able to kind of step in and consult and also do the investment. But in order for us to be successful in our investment, we need to have sellers that are right along with us. So addressability is a huge buzzword right now. I feel like every day I'm turning around and someone else, some other seller is really excited to share their addressable solution. And it's coming from all different places. It's coming from the MVPDs, which are the cable providers, so your Comcasts of the world and your Verizons of the world. You're also getting it directly from the networks. So the networks now have addressable capabilities. Granted, you need to go to each of the networks and still place a buy, just like you would in a traditional linear fashion, but you're at least getting the infusion of that data that you need to be making smart choices and decisioning on audiences.
Sounds complicated. So, you know, given this, and given that you have these, you know, sort of the streaming phenomenon, you still have lots of middle Americans and boomers who are watching through cable subscriptions. What do you think is the future of TV, and where does addressable TV fit in that vision?
So the future of TV I see as a convergence. At the agency where we work on our team, the Advanced Video Center of Excellence at Digitas, we oftentimes refer to it as a living room strategy, actually. It's not about what platform you're watching on, because from a consumer standpoint, you know that you're sitting on your couch in your living room and you're watching a screen. You don't know how that's being served to you. You don't know if it's internet enabled. You don't know if it's from your cable subscription. You don't know, you know, you're watching on your phone. It could be through an app. But to you, it's all television. And so I foresee a future in which we're able to push toward that approach. We're working really closely with our clients right now to also push the envelope in reframing that thinking and framing it towards how are we approaching video as a whole, and then what are the different parts that make that up, and how do we make smart decisions to make sure that we're finding the audience that we need to find across screens, no matter where they're watching, because they don't know the difference. And so picturing a future of cross-channel, cross-platform video convergence, where we're focusing on the experience for the consumer rather than how it's being served.